The Dead Sea. It's dead because all the water comes down and it has no place to go. It's 33% salt. That's why you float in it.
Here, during the last century, they found ancient pieces of parchment that turned out to be biblical texts.
The Dead Sea has finally dried up, and what emerged is truly shocking. This discovery goes beyond mere archaeology. It's a direct challenge to our understanding of ancient civilizations. As the waters recede, revealing secrets long hidden, we find ourselves on the brink of history being rewritten. What other revelations will surface as the Dead Sea continues to vanish? Stay tuned as we investigate what's happening in the legendary sea, exposing Israel's timeless secrets. First, let's talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient writings were found in the mid-20th century near the Dead Sea. They include a collection of early Jewish religious texts, with everything from versions of biblical books to religious interpretations, songs, and even community rules. The discovery of these scrolls has significantly changed our understanding of early Jewish and Christian history, giving us new insights into religious beliefs, the development of scriptures, and the historical context of those times. These scrolls continue to be a major focus of study that keeps revealing horrifying secrets. Moving on to another incredible discovery, during a heat wave, the Dead Sea temporarily receded, revealing something unexpected on its dry bed. Among the usual debris, a strange wooden structure was uncovered. It's believed to be an ancient ceremonial or communal site, possibly linked to a forgotten civilization. Next, let's talk about a fascinating botanical revival, the Judean date palm. This ancient symbol of fertility was once widespread across Judea, but disappeared by the 14th century due to environmental and social changes. However, in 2005, scientists managed to grow a date palm from a 2,000-year-old seed, the oldest seed ever to sprout, thanks to human care. This revived date palm, named Methuselah, connects us to ancient agricultural practices and modern scientific achievements. But this wasn't the only surprising find. In 2022, archaeologists in Israel's Negev desert discovered a mosque dating back 1,200 years, one of the oldest known mosques in the world. Located in Rahat, this square-shaped structure has a small niche pointing toward Mecca. Alongside the mosque, remains of a mansion possibly owned by wealthy Byzantine Christians were found, decorated with frescoes and mosaics. This suggests a prosperous life and peaceful coexistence between different cultures and religions during the transition from Byzantine to Islamic rule in the area. This find not only sheds light on the use of narcotics for medicinal or ritual purposes in ancient times, but also offers insights into the trade and cultural exchanges that took place in the Middle East over 3,000 years ago. These discoveries in Israel don't just tell us about the past, they connect us to our shared human heritage, showing how ancient practices, beliefs, and interactions continue to shape our understanding of history today. Here, a group of archaeologists discovered an ancient burial site filled with pottery. These opium-laced pots might have played a role in old funeral practices, but exactly how remains a mystery. This region was once inhabited by the Canaanites, an ancient civilization that flourished from the Bronze to the Iron Age across the lands that are now Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria. Some experts think that Canaanite priests might have used opium to reach altered states during funeral ceremonies. But that's not the most surprising discovery. Off the coast of Tel Aviv, a diver made an incredible find in May 2023, a shipwreck that had been resting on the ocean floor for about 1,800 years. This ancient ship was carrying a collection of marble statues and architectural pieces, likely meant for a grand building, maybe a temple or theater. Even though authorities knew about this shipwreck, its exact location was unknown until a recent storm moved the sand, revealing the treasure hidden beneath. Let's head north to Tel Megiddo, a crossroads of ancient civilizations. Tel Megiddo's 5,000 years at civilization's crossroads. Further up north in Israel, there's a site called Tel Megiddo, also known as Armageddon, where people have lived for over 5,000 years. This ancient mound near the modern town of Megiddo was a vital urban center because it sat at the crossroads of important ancient trade routes. These routes connected Egypt with Mesopotamia, making Tel Megiddo a key military and trade hub. Archaeologists have dug through layers of history here, uncovering remains from different time periods, including the Bronze, Iron, Hellenistic, Roman, and Byzantine eras. These excavations have revealed strong city defenses, palaces, and temples, shedding light on ancient architectural and urban planning methods. The well-preserved fortifications of Tel Megiddo underscore its strategic importance and turbulent past. But that's not the end of its story. Beyond its archaeological significance, Tel Megiddo holds deep religious and cultural meaning, especially in Christian beliefs where it is thought to be the site of the final battle between good and evil, as described in the Book of Revelation. This belief has sparked a lot of interest and interpretation, particularly among those who see regional conflicts as signs of the approaching end times. The Dead Sea, located between Jordan and the Israeli-occupied West Bank, is not your typical lake. It's a large saltwater lake, isolated from the ocean, with a salt concentration of 33.7%. To put it simply, that's almost 9 times saltier than the ocean, which is only 3.5% salt. This extreme saltiness makes it almost impossible for most life forms to survive, giving it the name Dead Sea. But, despite its harsh conditions, there's more going on beneath the surface than you might expect. Since the 1930s, scientists have discovered that the Dead Sea is home to unique microbes that thrive in these salty waters, outcompeting anything else that tries to live there. Recently, scientists found something even more surprising. The ripples on the water's surface, which puzzled people for years, are actually caused by freshwater springs bubbling up from the lake bed. These springs come from deep craters, some as deep as 100 feet. Around these springs, you'll find rocky formations covered in biofilms, which are filled with life forms that have adapted to the changing salinity. This discovery shows just how adaptable life can be, even in the toughest environments. But this isn't the only surprising discovery in the area. Not far from the Dead Sea, in Israel near the town of Beit Shemesh, there's a cave that has captured the curiosity of historians and adventurers alike. British explorers first mapped this cave in 1873, and it has recently gained renewed attention. Modern explorers have ventured deep into its chambers, uncovering relics that hint at a mysterious past. Inside the cave, they found ancient oil lamps, pottery, and even weapons from the Bronze Age. The most intriguing discovery, however, is fragments of human skulls, leading some to believe that the cave might have been used for necromancy or communicating with the dead. These findings suggest that rituals involving the dead were held here around 300 BCE during the late Roman period. But that's not all. There's another fascinating spot nearby. Hamat Gadar, a peaceful location in a river valley near the Sea of Galilee, has been known for its hot springs for thousands of years. These springs have been valued for their healing properties since ancient times. Even the Romans, who were famous for their luxurious baths, built an extensive spa complex here in the 2nd century CE. This complex included elaborate bathhouses, temples, courtyards, and even entertainment venues, making it a popular retreat. Today, although the Roman bath ruins still stand, most people visit for the soothing hot springs. Hamat Gadar offers not just the famous hot springs, but also various activities for visitors looking to relax and enjoy a bit of history. Leaving the Dead Sea behind, we find soothing springs and ancient baths at Hamat Gadar, uncovering Israel's sealed cave. This place is full of swimming pools, mud baths, saunas, and many other relaxing treatments. There's also a beautiful botanical garden, several restaurants, and perfect spots for picnics. It's easy to see why so many families and tourists are drawn here, with so many fun things to do. In 2022, archaeologists in Israel made an incredible discovery. a cave that had been sealed off for about 3,300 years. This cave, found near a beach close to Tel Aviv, dates back to the time when the ancient Egyptians, under Pharaoh Ramses II, ruled the land now known as Israel. The cave was uncovered accidentally by construction workers who were working on a beach in a national park. When they broke through the ceiling with their digger, experts from the Israel Antiquities Authority quickly arrived and climbed down into the untouched cave. Inside, they found a treasure trove of ceramic and bronze items, usually associated with ancient burial practices. These included pottery, some painted red, along with chalices, cooking pots, storage jars, and oil lamps. Many of these items had come from ancient Syria, Lebanon, and Cyprus. The cave also contained bronze arrowheads, and surprisingly, it seemed to have been left untouched by looters, which is quite unusual. But that's not all. In Jerusalem, during a dig in a parking lot, archaeologists discovered many ivory fragments that caused a lot of excitement. These pieces are believed to date back to the time of the first temple in Jerusalem, matching the period mentioned in the Bible. Among the finds were ivory plaques that might have once decorated a bed in a palace from the first temple period, which was between 1200 and 586 BC. It's said that King Solomon built the first temple around 1000 BC after King David had made Jerusalem his capital. Back in 2004, archaeologists think they found the Pool of Siloam, which is mentioned in the Bible as the place where Jesus healed a blind man. This ancient pool, now located in what is known as the Arab quarter of San, was used by Jews for ritual cleansing for about 120 years, until the Romans destroyed the temple in 70 CE. The pool is believed to have been connected to the Temple Mount and was part of a larger system. Some legends even say that the water from this pool had healing powers, able to cure physical and spiritual illnesses. But there's more to discover. Between 120,000 and 140,000 years ago, early humans moved from Africa to the Middle East. During this migration, they might have met a mysterious Neanderthal with advanced stone tools. The discovery of fossils in Israel has intrigued scientists, leading them to wonder if these are the oldest known Neanderthals in the Middle East, or perhaps an unknown ancestor of the Neanderthals. The Middle East was a meeting point for modern humans and Neanderthals, adding more mystery to our understanding of early human migration and evolution. Humans and Neanderthals may have been connected much earlier than we once thought. In central Israel, a limestone quarry revealed something exciting: ancient tools and fossils that are about 120,000 to 140,000 years old. The stone tools found here were similar to those used later by both Neanderthals and modern humans. But the fossils were surprising. They didn't quite match what we know about either group. Instead, they had a mix of old and Neanderthal-like features, hinting at the existence of an unknown group of early humans, or perhaps a different branch of Neanderthals. From relaxing hot springs, we explore ancient cities and uncover long-lost artifacts. The 5,500-year-old Gate of Tirani. This discovery suggests that early humans and Neanderthals might have shared knowledge or met each other more often than we previously thought. At the same time, another significant find came from southern Israel, where researchers uncovered an ancient city gate at a site called Tirani. This gate, built over 5,500 years ago with large stones and thousands of mud bricks, indicates that urban life in the area started earlier than we once believed. It's considered one of the most important discoveries in the region's archaeological history. The gate shows a shift from small rural settlements to more organized, walled cities. What's fascinating is that this gate is around 300 years older than a similar one found in Terod. But the surprises don't stop there. In another part of southern Israel, archaeologists discovered a 3,100-year-old pottery shard with 5 ancient letters on it. These letters might spell out the name of Judge Gideon, a figure mentioned in the biblical book of Judges. This pottery shard, found in 2019 at a dig site in the Judean foothills, was dated to around 1100 BC, using techniques like pottery analysis and radiocarbon dating. This time period matches the era described in the Book of Judges, suggesting that these finds could be connected to real historical events mentioned in the Bible. These discoveries, from the interactions between early human species to signs of early urban life and ties to biblical figures, offer us new insights into a region rich with human history, challenging what we thought we knew about ancient civilizations. But this isn't the most surprising part. Each of these discoveries forces us to rethink our understanding of the past in a significant way. The book is often said to have its roots between 1200 and 1050 BC, but many believe it was actually written around 550 BC. Similarly, during a dig in the ancient city of Betha, archaeologists found what looked like a 1,500-year-old mosaic floor in a building from the Byzantine era. This mosaic had two inscriptions in ancient Greek. Some people think this mosaic might be linked to the long-lost Church of the Apostles. The mosaic floor was a colorful display of tiny tiles in shades of yellow, red, and orange. The faded inscriptions hinted at a connection to a respected bishop from that time, suggesting it could be tied to a church that was supposedly built over the homes of apostles Peter and Andrew. While there's no solid proof of the church's existence, stories and traditions hint at its historical presence. But here's where it gets more interesting. Every archaeological find in the area sparks different interpretations. These interpretations often depend on the discoverer's motives and the religious meanings they want to highlight. The way these findings are presented can sometimes lean toward promoting certain beliefs. Another fascinating discovery is a nearly 2,000-year-old coin from the Roman era in ancient Israel. This coin was found by two 12-year-old boys while they were hiking near the ruins of Beit Itab. The discovery of this single coin stirred a lot of excitement and debates among historians and archaeologists, showing just how rich and complex the history buried in these ancient lands is. Each artifact, like this coin, gives us a small but important look into the daily lives and larger historical context of those times, making the past feel more connected to us. In the heart of Jerusalem, during the time when King Herod Agrippa ruled, researchers found a coin from between 41 and 44 AD. King Agrippa was the monarch of Judea under Roman control. This coin had a royal canopy on one side with the words Agrippa the King written in Greek. On the other side, there were 3 stalks of grain. Finding a coin like this was rare at this excavation site because most of the objects found there were from much later periods, like the times of the Crusaders and the Ottomans. After digging through history, we discover signs of an ancient earthquake in the city of David. Secrets of the earthquake that shook the Bible. In 2021, a team of archaeologists made an important discovery in the city of David, a part of Jerusalem. They found evidence of a massive earthquake that likely happened around 2,800 years ago, matching a significant event recorded in the Hebrew Bible. As they dug in the City of David National Park, the team from the Israel Antiquities Authority found a layer of ruins from that time. Among these ruins, they uncovered many broken items like bowls, lamps, cooking tools, and storage containers. These items were destroyed as the surrounding walls collapsed, but there was no sign of fire. This lack of fire damage suggested that the destruction was likely caused by a natural disaster, not by an attack from enemies. But that wasn't the most surprising part. Similar layers of destruction from the same period have been found in other places in the region. This has led scholars to think that these findings might prove the existence of a significant earthquake mentioned in the biblical texts of Amos and Zechariah. Both texts talk about tremors during the reign of King Uzziah in Jerusalem, the capital of the Kingdom of Judah. For example, a verse from Zechariah describes people fleeing Jerusalem in a way similar to how their ancestors fled during an earthquake in Uzziah's time. This historical connection suggests that these ruins could be the result of an ancient earthquake. Long ago, in the ancient Middle East, bowls were much more than just kitchen items. They played important roles in both spiritual and everyday life. These bowls were believed to have supernatural powers and were often used in rituals for the dead, in communicating with spirits, and in daily activities throughout the region. It's not surprising that many of these bowls have been found during archaeological digs. In 2022, a collection of such bowls was discovered at a site in Jerusalem. These artifacts were inscribed with various charms and magic words in Hebrew and ancient Babylonian Aramaic. These bowls, which date back around 1,500 years, were sometimes called swearing bowls. These bowls were mainly used as protective charms to guard against evil forces, illnesses, and other bad luck. People would place them under the floors of their homes, believing they would protect the household. The bowls were decorated with special phrases meant to boost their protective power. One bowl even had an image that was thought to represent a night demon, suggesting it was made to keep this feared spirit away. But that wasn't the most surprising part. Inscriptions of Yahweh have also been found on artifacts in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, in what was once Upper Egypt, now part of northern Sudan. These discoveries have led many historians and archaeologists to believe that the worship of Yahweh has deep historical roots, with evidence spread across the Middle East. Each new find helps us understand more about the important role of religious practices in these ancient civilizations. Could these ancient practices influence modern religions? If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, leave your comments, and subscribe for more.